Hey, welcome to another week of Draw Something. My name is Andy, and tonight's theme is in the kitchen. Mwah. So, yeah, basically kitchen appliances, cooking, dishes, setting the kitchen on fire, any of that kind of stuff. That's what's on the table tonight. On the table. So I'm going to go ahead and transition over to the multi-view and start on the first drawing for tonight. This is a drawing by request show, so if you have a funny idea you'd like to see me draw, just drop your request in the chat. Second here. Hold on here. So what I'm drawing here is a first character I'm drawing tonight is a knife that's moving into a new home. So I'm drawing him with a rolling luggage behind him. Alright. Oh, Tracer Pet, welcome, and thank you for the awesome request. Awesome. I will get that on for you. Well, I'll add it to my list, and then I'll start it for you. How about that? Alright, a giant carrot cooking people. That is perfect. Irene! Welcome! Got a special drawing request for Irene. I'm going to get to later tonight. It's actually not according to the theme. It's something to hype up a stream she's doing tomorrow. I'll get into that more later as I do the drawing. But let me go ahead and give her a shout out first. Irene Pena is an awesome music streamer here on Twitch. A singer, songwriter. Definitely go give her a follow. Hachi comes highly recommended. Alright, so giant carrot cooking peoples too. Oh boy. Hey, Tracer Fed, I feel like I remember maybe you were the same person who back when I did a Halloween stream, you were the one who requested the apples bobbing for human heads. I was just kind of I was thinking back to that drawing as I was, typing that into my list, and I think you might have also requested that one. So that seems fitting. Alright, so, like I was saying a minute ago, what I'm drawing here is a knife moving into a new home. So he's got his rolling luggage behind him. And I'm a little torn on whether I want to put his face on the actual blade or if I want to put it here on the body, because the body's pretty small. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on the face. For the punchline that's coming up, I think putting it on the face will be funnier. Alright, Irene Pena, enjoy your dinner. Hold on. Gonna make the sign in fancy cursive. Oh boy, there I go, stuttering again. That was a real problem on last week's stream. There we go. The block. Alright, so here's the sign describing the estate that he's moving into, the apartment complex, you could say, that he's moving into. The Evergreen Block. Alright, let me make sure the paper is on camera. Alright, so in this frame he's putting his stuff in a storage unit. There isn't really much room for his stuff in his actual home, as we'll see in a minute. Alright, there we go. So he's, yeah, he's putting his rolling luggage inside a storage unit. And then he goes to his actual home, which is, go ahead and draw it here. Maybe give myself a little more room. So what I'm drawing here is the evergreen block, which is, appropriately enough, a knife block. We'll go ahead and draw a tree on the side of it to make it certain that this is the evergreen block that we're looking at. Alright, so there we go. That's the spot he's about to jump into. Let me go ahead and, the proportions are a little bit off on this tree. Let me change that. So yeah, there we go. He moves in, seems totally happy, just stuck in the block. But that's where that's where knives live. I mean, well, there's also the drawers, but those are for like the really fancy knives. Or, I don't know, I mean, it's just personal preference, really. Some knives prefer to live in a drawer, some knives prefer to be stuck in a block. So, yeah, I think I'm good with this. Let me go ahead and date it and initial it. Somehow it's already the middle of February of 2022. Time has flown by. Alright, we can go ahead and transition over to the close-up view of the drawing. There we go. So yeah, new knife moves into the evergreen block, puts his stuff in a storage unit, jumps into this new spot in the block, and he's nice and happy and cozy and at home. Alright, so I got a request from Tracer Fett that I'm going to do right now. He wanted to see a giant carrot, let me see here, cooking people stew. Tracer Vet, you're sick and I like it. I love you for it. Alright. Doing the basic outline here. Go ahead and trace over Mr. Carrot. Even give him a little chef hat. Alright, so I got a couple things sticking out of the stew here. An arm, a leg, a head poking out. Alright, let me see here. I think that'll do. Wait, go ahead and have that warm aroma of cooked human coming out of the pot. Irene Pena, welcome back. You're just in time to see this giant carrot cooking a pot of people stew. You can see an arm and a leg and a head poking out of the stew here. And yeah, I think this will do it. Yep, people stew. That's exactly how Tracer Fett requested it. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and write his name here. Alright, I think that looks good. Let me go ahead and bring up the close-up view. I keep calling it the larger view. The close-up view is a more accurate way to describe it. So there we go, a carrot cooking people stew. Tracer Fett, I hope you like this. Alright, gonna move on to another drawing. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is drawing featuring blenders. Yeah, let me go ahead and find my footing here. More accurately, to be a little more specific, it's blenders standing in a lunch line. Blenders at school having lunch. Yeah, the main angle I was thinking of for this theme was anthropomorphizing kitchen items. So I did knives a couple minutes ago, so now I'm going to do blenders. Alright, hold on here. Alright, so I got mixed fruit here. So the way this dispenser system works is kind of like the icy machine. You pull the handle down and it starts splurting out whatever you want there. In this case, it basically pours the mixed fruit. This is the mixed fruit jar. So it starts dumping all the mixed fruit into the blender's cup. Or the blender's body, really. Go ahead and add another jar here, or container here. Also, they're holding their lids, because obviously they gotta have that their top open, but the lids are gonna become a very crucial element in this drawing. Anyone who's used a blender knows the lid is very, very, very important. Should go ahead and actually switch up what the top of the blenders look like, because they're not all the same brand of blender. They're different brands. Also, let me go ahead and start tracing this over so it's a little easier to see what I'm doing here. So I'm just, for the sake of not taking up too much space on the paper, I'm just showing these two jars. But there's obviously many, many more. They got mixed berries, mixed nuts. But I'm pretty sure somewhere in this cafeteria they have a jar that's holding a whole tank full of watermelon. Speaking of which, I just created a new emote that I uploaded pretty recently. It's the watermelon emote. It was Irene Pena Music's daughter actually requested I draw it a couple weeks ago, so I decided to turn it into a emote. So there you go, cute watermelon with a giant bite taken out of it. So this is gonna be a longer, this is gonna take a while for me to draw, so if you have a request that you want me to draw, or have a funny kitchen item related scenario, or just kitchen related scenario in general that you'd like to see me draw, I can put this aside for now and come back to it later. If you have a request you want to see me draw, just let me know. Oh, Great Hippo. Great to see you here. Great to see you here. Welcome. I will totally add that to my list. And thank you for the follow, Great Hippo. I actually have an emote for Great Hippo. Let me go ahead and bring that up on screen once the celebration debris clears up. Alright, some Great Hippos. That time that Irene almost burned down the kitchen, is that what I read? Yeah. Alright, Hippo, I got that on my list. I'll get to it next. And I was going to show the emote for Hippo. Hippo is Irene Pena's husband, and he typically appears with her on stream, and one of the things he really enjoys doing is eating spicy stuff. So I made this emote to use for future spicy eating streams. It's a fire-breathing hippo. It'll appear on screen in just a second. There we go. Great Hippo, I'm glad you like it. Let me go ahead and... draw the mixed berries being poured into the blender's cup. Want to draw just enough to make it look like there's a steady stream coming out. There we go. They do the same thing with the mixed nuts here. And actually, you know, I did just say I was going to put this aside to do requests since this is going to take a while. I should stay true to my word. I'll get to that drawing later. I'll finish it later. Right now, for Great Hippo, let me go ahead and illustrate that one time that Irene apparently almost burned down the kitchen. Now, I didn't see this event happen, so I'm just gonna have to I'm probably gonna have to take some creative liberties on this event. I guess I can ask this much. What were you cooking, Irene? Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Oh. At the risk of jinxing myself, I can say proudly that I have gone for a year and a half, at least a year and a half, living on my own and haven't set the kitchen on fire yet. And now that I've said that, it'll probably happen tomorrow. Clearly bragging isn't really worth it. Yeah, I've turned on the wrong burner once or twice. me go ahead and show the handle melting, or try to show it melting. And just because I said I was going to take some creative liberties, I'm going to have Irene using a fire extinguisher, but it's not going to be just any fire extinguisher. It's going to be a giant jumbo fire extinguisher. Can never have too much fire extinguishing stuff. I guess it's just fire extinguisher, really. Oh, Hippo bringing the usual sarcasm and salt. I mean, not that I'm one to judge. I do it all the time. Actually, I might want to change Irene's hairstyle to look more like the emote she has. I actually have a visual reference right here in the chat for how I can draw her. So I should probably try and use that. Make sure it looks more distinctly like Irene. I do have kind of a nasty habit of a lot of my female characters looking kind of similar. I only have so many set hairstyles I use for characters. The eyes are slanting the wrong way. Oh, was that another comment from Hippo? Okay. I actually took that seriously for a second. Hold on. Since I'm going outside my usual drawing style, I am having to kind of adjust myself here. Hopefully this turns out fine. This song that's playing right now is actually titled Ratatouille's Kitchen, so feels pretty appropriate. Actually, hold on a second. I can know how to make this look a little better. Okay, here that didn't make it look much better. Sorry, Irene. I hope this doesn't. I hope this looks okay. Like I said, going outside my usual art style can have a little trouble. Hold on a second. Irene, yeah, there should be a sarcastic hippo. That would definitely, yes, that has to be in the drawing for sure. I'm actually kind of glad you suggested that because I probably wouldn't have thought to even put it in there. So thank you. Actually, you know what? This actually works out really well, including Hippo in the drawing, because, I mean, we'll see how Hippo feels about this portrayal of him in the drawing, but I'm actually going to show him holding this, squeezing the little handle that causes the fire extinguisher to come out of the hose, because, obviously, with Irene using both hands to hold the hose, and the handle being all the way up here, she's not really able to hold the handle and hold the hose at the same time. So Hippo is going to give her a hand while, you know, being sarcastic, but showing he does truly care deep down. Hippo, I seem to be doing pretty well tonight. I felt like last week I was kind of stuttering and stumbling a bit, but I seem to be feeling pretty on point tonight. It comes and goes. Sometimes my mind is able to come up with stuff, other times I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to draw. It's, when I do this on a weekly basis, one day a week, yeah, can never be entirely sure if my creative juices are going to be flowing or not. So yes, here we have the Flame Be Gone Jumbo Fire Extinguisher. Irene, I wanted to put some extra little thing on the label, and that works perfectly. Thank you. Alright, so I think I got this mostly figured out. And let me go ahead and just draw some flames surrounding the area just because I think it'll add to the effect. Like, it doesn't really make much logical sense, because, I mean, it is just this little, you know, thing here. It's just the plastic spatula melting. And it seems like she's gotten the flame contained, but for whatever reason, there's just a bunch of other big flames surrounding her. Her and Hippo, I should say. Hippo is there too. Dutifully helping. Are you hot, Hippo? Are you? Guess I better break out this emote again. Got some hot hippos coming up on screen. And, actually, I think that'll about do it. Ah, yes, Irene has her own spicy hippo emotes. Those are awesome. Alright, I think I feel good about this. I think I hit all the basic notes. Plastic spatula melting, Irene with a giant fire extinguisher, Hippo helping her while also giving her grinning "I told you so" kind of look. I think this is pretty much, I think I've covered all the bases, so I'm going to go ahead and call it good. Hippo good. I'm glad I could capture it with mostly accuracy. Alright. Let me go ahead and bring up the larger view, the close-up view. There we go. The time Irene almost burned down her house, or set fire to the kitchen. We all make mistakes. Alright, I'm going to get back to the drawing I was previously working on with the blenders. But once again, if anyone has a request they want to throw in, or throw out, or in or out, doesn't matter, just let me know. Alright, so yeah, we got, I think this first scene's pretty much done. They got the blenders here filling themselves up. Alright, Irene, no problem. Thanks so much for hanging out. Alright, so the way that this Blender Society works that I'm drawing is, they actually blend their own food because their mouth hole, I guess you could call it, is, you know, really tiny, so it needs, their food needs to be, like, really processed and blended down. So what they do is they blend their own food, they fill themselves up, they blend, and then after they finish blending, the slush that's been made can easily go down into their mouth hole, so they feed themselves. I mean, blenders gotta eat too. It's all about us humans. Alright, so we got these three walking to their eating spots, or their blending spots, I should say. You can notice all three of them put their lids on, but something happens with two of these guys that doesn't happen with this guy. And this can only mean bad things. Oh, I just realized I never added the blender bases. Let me fix that. All right, so what ultimately happens here is they're making their way to the blending room, and this one guy clearly didn't put his lid on tightly enough, because in this next scene we see all the puree splattered all over the place. Actually, should have some half-blended fruit in there too, and half-blended nuts, since it did not get fully blended. Alright, so there we go. Now, that is why you put your lid on. Otherwise, things will get very, very messy. Alright, I think that'll do. That basically... This basically covers it up. Covers all of what I wanted to draw. I could go into more detail, but I think this is good. So let me go ahead and bring up the close-up view. Alright. Let me get another piece of paper out. I'm gonna start another drawing. It's been a good night so far. I've been here for just over an hour and I've gotten 4 drawings done. Let me go ahead and look at my list here. Alright, so what I'm gonna draw next here is an origin story of sorts. So most of us, I think, are familiar with the spork. It's that magical utensil that is a spork and a spoon and a fork combined. It's kind of shaped like a spoon, but it has tines like a fork does. It recently got a very big starring role in motion picture called Toy Story 4. Forky represent. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and relay the origin of the spork. It is a bit of a tragic tale, so get your tissues ready. Alright, so we got our story begins with a spoon and a fork. Best of friends. Alright, so Spoon and Fork start out as best buds. Then they meet a nice looking knife, pretty knife, who they're immediately they hit it off with. Although things end up taking a turn after they meet Knife. After Knife enters the picture. Alright, so the next panel is Knife and Fork proved to be super compatible. Oh, hold on a second here. Alright, so knife and fork proved to be super compatible. Alright, so because knife and fork were good at slicing and spoon clearly wasn't the best at slicing, fork and knife ended up spending more time together while spoon became a third wheel. Hold on. So yeah, what Spoon ultimately does is because he becomes a third wheel, he starts to greatly envy Fork so much so that he just wanted to be just like him. Alright, so there we go. I think that pretty much covers the whole story. Let me go ahead and go over it. Spoon and Fork were best buds. Then they met Knife. Knife and Fork proved to be super compatible, but Spoon just didn't fit in. Fork and Knife spent more time together while Spoon became a third wheel. Spoon came to greatly envy Fork so much that he wanted to be just like him. And thus he became Spork! A tragic story. That led to a, pretty neat looking utensil, so I guess some good came out of it. Often the seemingly most simple and innocent things have tragic beginnings. Alright, let me go ahead and date and initial this, and I'll bring up the close-up view. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this last prompt that I wrote up for myself. Gonna have a hand mixer, kind of take a peek into a hand mixer's regular home life when he's not busy being used to mix cake batter or cookie batter. He has his own, home life that he's dealing with, and he also has a good use for his, those little holes that he can stick appendages into. Let me go ahead and redo this here. I'm gonna add a title to it. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like my camera is suddenly blurry. That's odd. Not sure what that's about. Huh. That is very strange. You know, I'm gonna try something here really quick. I'm gonna unplug it and try to replug it back in. See if that fixes the problem. Okay, that seemed to do the trick. Whew. Nice that it's a quick, simple fix like that. But yes, the secret life of the hand mixer. Now let me illustrate said secret life. Alright, here he is staying cool. He's got some fan blades stuck into those holes, so they're spinning around, keeping him nice and cool while the sun is beating down on him. Alright, next up, Alright, so here we have a, this is all the same hand mixer. So here we have the hand mixer, cleaning up a drawing his kid drew on the wall, which, naughty. So his kid is sitting in timeout, pouting, while the hand mixer is, using, some cleaning scrubbing brushes to clean up his kid's drawing off the wall. Alright, so there we go. Cleaning up his kid's drawing on the wall. Using some scrubbing soap to wipe it away. He seems really proud of it too. That's kind of sad. I personally did used to. I didn't doodle on the walls, but I did do it on my homework, which I did get in trouble for with my teacher. I would end up getting points knocked off my assignment because I had doodled on it. Alright, so let me see what's next here. Alright, so we have two pretty down-to-earth, simple situations here. Why not have him go ahead and fight some ninjas for some reason? I gotta make his mouth more cartoonishly big than that. That's more like it. So yeah, we have him and the ninja going at it head to head. Ninja's got his prize staff ready to go. And the hand mixer has fitted himself with shurikens. But of course, the element of surprise is the shurikens look stationary, so it looks like they shouldn't be too hard to avoid or too hard to do damage to. But then he turns himself on, and suddenly they start spinning at 50 miles an hour, and things get a little more interesting. So yeah, the ninja gets his spear ready to go, and then it gets sliced right in half by the spinning shurikens. Oops. He might be in trouble. Planetary 121, awesome to see you here. I'm still going here, so if you had a request you wanted to throw in, by all means. Already had a couple really good requests tonight. Oh, and by the way, this is the secret life of the hand mixer. So we have a hand mixer making good use of those little holes that you can stick those appendages into that'll spin, so you can mix batter and stuff. So he has some fan blades that he uses to stay cool. He has scrubbing brushes that he uses to clean up his kid's art on the wall. And we have him also fighting a ninja for some reason. He's got shuriken stars, and then he starts them spinning, and this ninja's staff doesn't stand a chance. Gets ripped right in half. So, yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Go ahead and date it, initial it, bring up the close-up view. And I have one more drawing I'm going to do that actually isn't kitchen themed, but I said I'd do it for Irene Pena Music, who was here earlier. So yeah, there we go. Secret Life of the Hand Mixer. Staying cool. cleaning up his kid's graffiti art, and fighting a ninja, because why not? Alright, so let me go ahead and draw this thing for Irene here. She wanted me to draw a heart with headphones on it. So I'll go ahead and do that. Hold on. I'm gonna draw a $50,000 graphic here inside the heart. Once again, this is probably going to be the last drawing for tonight until, unless someone has a last minute request they want to throw in, by all means, throw it at me. Planetary 121, that was uncalled for. Go to your room. Throw brownie batter at me. What are you talking about? Okay, Planetary, well, when you get home, go to your room. Trace over the 50K. finally gonna put a notice for Variety International here. Oh, misspelled international. Oops. International. Alright, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and add some musical notes here just for some extra detail. Go ahead and date it and initial it. And let me go ahead and just bring up the close-up view. There we go. This is for Irene, who I'm going to give another shout out to because she is a great music streamer here on Twitch. Singer-songwriter, plays the guitar. It's always a great time on her channel. And I'm going to go ahead and call it good for tonight. That's, I think, 6 drawings, not including that last one. I think I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do my end of show recap and then probably raid out. So let me go ahead and bring up the close-up view once again so I can do my recap. Alright, so starting off, we have a knife moving into a new block. So he puts his luggage in the storage cell, and then he finds the block, finds his spot in the block, jumps right into it, and he's right at home. And here, requested by Tracer Fett, here's a giant carrot cooking people stew. Got a leg and an arm and a face poking up out of the stew. And the carrot's just whistling casually as he's just gently stirring the stew and letting it simmer. Next up for Great Hippos, Irene Pena's husband, he requested that time that Irene almost burned down the kitchen because she left a plastic spatula in a pan on an active burner. And I took some creative liberties. She's using a gigantic Flame Be Gone jumbo fire extinguisher, not to be used for tiny fires, very important. And Hippo's giving a sarcastic grin and say kind of like, oh, I told you so. But he's also holding the pin or squeezing it so that she can, because she can't do all the work herself, she has to have both hands to hold the hose, so Hippo's doing the work of squeezing this handle here so that it can spray out all the fire extinguisher. And there's just a bunch of flames all around because, even though that doesn't really make any sense, I think it adds to the effect. Alright, next up we got blenders at lunch. They're in the lunch line, filling themselves up with mixed fruit and mixed nuts and what have you. We see them walking past a sign saying to make sure their lids are secure before they blend. They all put their lids on, but only 2 of them actually click. And then, a few minutes later, we see inside the blending room, the other blenders are all covered in half-blended mush. Well, this guy's looking a little embarrassed. Oops. Probably should have screwed that lid on a little tighter. Gonna add a couple little extra details I forgot to add earlier. Alright, there we go. Now, what do we got next? Here's a tragic tale that tells the origin of the Spork. Spoon and Fork were best buds. Then they met Knife. Knife and Fork got along really well. Spoon just didn't fit in. Spoon becomes a third wheel. Spoon becomes envious of Fork and tries to emulate him. And he thus becomes Spork. So yeah, that's where the Spork came from, I think. Or maybe I just made it up, I don't know. And yeah, the last one I did was the Secret Life of the Hand Mixer. So you got him staying cool with some fan blades, have him cleaning up his kid's graffiti art on the wall, and then fighting a ninja for some reason. With shuriken stars in place of his blending appendages. And when they get spinning, they can chop through nearly everything, including this ninja's prize staff. What a crushing blow that is. He had that staff in his family for several generations, and it's just snapped in half in a matter of seconds. Shame. So that is it for tonight. Thank you to everyone who stopped by, made requests, hung out. Really appreciate all of you. I'm going to go ahead and find a raid target here. Let me see here. There's a streamer that I haven't rated yet that I feel like I'm going to go ahead and give some love to. It's Sumumu. He's currently streaming Kingdom Hearts. So I'm going to go ahead and rate him. And I'll be back on Saturday to color all the drawings that I did tonight. Except for that one for Irene. I'm going to color that one later tonight so I can get it to her by tomorrow. But yeah. That's all I got to say. I'll be back on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific to color. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.